Hey guys, welcome to another SRI New Home Showcase. My name is Ainsley and today we are here at Lentor Hills Residences, one of the 11 plots that will be launched in this new Lentor township. It's going to be really amazing. We saw a successful Lentor Modern launch sometime September last year, and we have sold more than 90% of the units. So without further ado, let's meet our managing partner Ken Loh to find out a little bit more about this new Lentor project that you can expect right here in the Lentor precinct. So Ken, do share with us a little bit more about this whole Lentor location.
Lentor is located within the Northeast region.
Yep.
And Northeast region has always been one of the most popular regions within the OCR. In fact, Northeast region is one of the top performing regions with one of the highest transaction volume on a year-on-year basis.
Right.
So Lentor is located within this area, and Northeast has always been characterized by very high density living, a lot of HDBs that are sprouting around this area. Lentor has been less heard of purely because it has always been a low density living area. In this very small locale, we are surrounded by mainly your landed areas and a few older condos that are around.
Okay, question. It sounds like we are very much at the best part of the Northeast region. So, because of its low density living right here at Lentor area, does it mean that we have got lack of amenities? We do not have amenities at all. What are some of the amenities that we can expect?
So I think it may be right if we talk about the older Lentor, right? But because Lentor is now transforming into a new township, it is in fact good news that the government is releasing 11 plots into this area. And when they have deliberately planned for 11 plots, they will deliberately plan for amenities around the area as well. So as you mentioned about Lentor Modern right at the start, we are actually just located beside it, beside this integrated development. So we are only 2 minutes walk away from the shopping mall that is coming up in the area. And Lentor Modern's shopping mall is more than 90,000 square feet. And we draw reference of that size to the retail podium in Guaco Tower. We have F&B, we have shops, we have a supermarket. In fact, we have a childcare there. Lentor Hills Residences itself also have a childcare within. We are just also within 2 minutes to Lentor MRT station, which sits on the Thomson-East Coast line.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about the Thomson-East Coast line. Why is it so important?
So I have always been a fan of Thomson-East Coast line because of its very direct accessibility across the entire Singapore. So Thomson-East Coast line cuts Singapore into half from top to bottom. In fact, when we study the line, more than 40% of the Thomson line actually sits on very high valued stations. So when we talk about high valued stations, to name a few, we talk about your Orchard Boulevard, we have Stevens, Marina Bay,
Great World City,
Great World City, Maxwell, Shenton Way. So majority of the stations are sitting on high value areas. And in fact, because of this station, Lentor becomes a lot more convenient. We are only about 6 to 7 stops before we enter right into this core region of Singapore. And along this line, we actually intersect with all other MRT lines in Singapore as well.
Okay, next question, very importantly is, when is Thomson-East Coast line going to be completed?
That's a good question because Thomson-East Coast line on the part of Lentor area, it has already been operating since 2021. The high valued stations portion were completed end of last year in December. So in fact, the entire Thomson portion of the Thomson-East Coast line is already operational.
Thomson side.
Yes, and now they are in the midst of building and completing the East Coast portion. And that one will be slated to complete by 2026.
So TOP is in 2028 for Lentor Hills. Just nice, it will be completed right before the TOP, is that right?
Yes, because I always talk about MRT being in 3 stages, right? So the highest value always comes about on the last stage where the lines are fully operational. When the lines are fully operational, you will realize that when residents are using the lines, they will know the convenience of this line. I believe the demand for houses around the line will increase significantly when it's completed. And that will definitely boost prices in the area. So I think Lentor will be highly sought after when the line is fully completed.
How's the connectivity like when it comes to driving?
So I think we cannot hide the fact that CTA has always been a bottleneck in the AngMo Kio area.
Every single time.
So it's a very popular expressway, right? So that's why there are a lot of ERPs that come along the way. So we don't deny that fact, but the good news is we have a parallel carriage that's going to be completed in 2026, and that's your north-south corridor. So north-south corridor runs almost parallel to the CTE. It brings people from the north all the way to the southern part of Singapore, which is where Marina South is. And this carriage have fewer exit and entry points as compared to CTE, which will make it a lot faster in that sense. And when you have 2 carriages running like that, I'm pretty sure that this place will have a very smooth running traffic. in and out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now that we've covered driving as well, the north-south corridor, next thing we need to know is what are the schools that we can expect that are within 1 kilometre of Lentor Hills?
So we are within 1 kilometre to Anderson Primary and also
okay.
your CHIJ St.
St.
Nicholas.
Yep,
Right.
very good school.
Yep. So these two schools have been very popular all this while in the area. And of course, with the recent MOE changes where they increased the number of slots for the public balloting. In fact, now even alumni and your parents volunteer, grassroots, will all need to be within 1 kilometre to secure a chance for the kids in the schools.
Okay, now Ken, the next question is, I understand that there are 11 plots in this whole new Lentor township. You want to tell us a little bit more about this whole area? What can we expect?
So over the years of studying the master plan, we have seen that when government on deliberate purpose plan for many number of lands coming into the area, they usually link it to a larger economic development, a growth area that they're trying to build. Right, so where we are located is strategically in the middle of two growing regional centres.
Right.
We believe in the next master plan that will be announced probably next year or the year after. And for the next 10 years, we will see the government focusing their growth area in the northern part of Singapore.
Sure.
Right, so we have Woodlands Regional Centre and your Seletar Regional Centre, and in between runs the North Coast Innovation Corridor. So in fact, Lentor sits right in the middle of this entire stretch of the coastline. And I think these 11 plots were released into this new township so that we can have population supporting this growth of the economic area.
Very nice.
Right, and it's huge because Seletar itself is already slated to be, I think, 2 times the size of your Tampines Regional Centre. So this growth area is huge, and I believe with the number of lands that are being planned for this area, infrastructure being built, we are in for a bigger thing to come.
So a lot of first mover advantage here, right? Okay, cool. I think it's done. We're done here. Let's just talk a little bit more about the model, shall we? Wow, Ken, I just have to say that looking at the model right now, this is really something very different from Lentor Modern. So can you tell us a little bit more about this whole architectural brief of Lentor Hills?
For Lentor Hills Residences, I would say that the entire design and the feel, the theme is very related to nature. I think that is because that we are located within a garden itself.
Right.
So we all know that Lentor Locale, the new township that's forming up, Hillock Park is actually the heart of this entire township.
Yep.
Right, so that's where the lands are being released around this area.
Okay.
Lentor Hills Residences is located as behind Hillock Park. And in fact, we have seen developments with a park just located beside it that provides additional lawn spaces, running facilities for residents. For Lentor Hills itself, we are surrounded by the park.
So you're literally living in the garden
Yes,
itself.
so I think this design fits in the theme very, very well because of this entire thing, you can look at the boundary of this entire development. Beyond the boundary wall itself, the boundary fence, the developer have also on purpose planted a strip of landscaping so that the development blends in very nice with the surrounding of the park.
Sure.
Looking at this color theme, you can see that they have on purpose did a woody color, the earthy color on the lower level, where you have more lighter and white color at the top. So you can already imagine as a resident standing there and you are looking out, wherever you're looking out, you're looking into a park, and then you blend in very nice with the earthy color
That's quite nice,
of your development facade itself. And when you look upwards and you're looking at the sky, the top floors actually blends in well with the white color theme. Right. So that is something that I feel immersed very, very nicely in the surrounding.
Okay.
And it gives you a very tranquil and relaxing feel when you are living inside. And that's something that I think a lot of homeowners would love to be inside.
So Ken, I noticed that it has got a shape, like, you know, the beauty model has a shape, just like what you can see in the site plan. Tell me a little bit more about the shape. Is it like feng shui driven or something?
So that is how the architect has designed both blocks to converge. And on a bird's eye view, when you look at the site plan itself, it actually forms up the Chinese word Pa. And Pa means prosperity. But more than that, I can already imagine in future when we drive past Lentor Hills Road and you drive past this development, you will realize how majestic it is.
Right.
And that is the reason why it has opened up such a wide frontage as it converges inside. It gives you a very different feel when you go into this area. So it converges upwards because the land is sloping upwards. Right. So, and as you pan your eyes through this entire development, you can see a very nice tall tree standing there. And that is a tree that's conserved originally from this area. Right. And it takes center stage of this entire development. So with this undulating terrain, the tree that's being conserved, and you can see how there's a link bridge that links across both. And I think that's a picture perfect area.
All right, it's time to talk a little bit more about the units that we can expect.
Yes.
Yep, the bedroom types, how many units do we have? All the good stuff.
So we have a total of 598 units.
Okay.
We're sitting on a total of 5 blocks. Because of the beauty of this architecture, we have different varying heights to the blocks.
Sure.
So it's not so boring. It looks very, very interesting with a glance like that. We have levels running from level 8 all the way to the top floor of level 23. So we have units ranging from 1 bedroom to 4 bedrooms, including a very special 4-bedroom dual key.
Okay.
That is not seen in the Lentor area before.
And it's very rare.
And it's very, very rare to have it in the northeast region as well. So I think this one is good, especially with the increase on ABSD. It allows people to buy one unit and still coexist between your investment and your homestay.
For sure.
Also, you can see that because of this convergence and how the architecture has been built, the block-to-block distance is actually pulled out very, very far away. So in fact, a lot of the units that you live in, you get very good privacy. In terms of facilities, we actually have 2 clubhouses on the ground level. One is your work zone clubhouse, more for co-working area and stuff like that. And of course, you have your typical play zone clubhouse, which is 2 stories there, sitting just outside your 50-meter slab pool.
Right.
When you look at the pool, you can also see that although it is a 50-meter slab pool, it looks more like a lake than a swimming pool itself. Now, of course, all around you have very nice open spaces. As we move upwards towards level 8 and 9, that is where we have our sky terraces. That's where we have our jacuzzi, our spa pool, some working pods that are around that is linked via the sky bridge. And then, of course, when you move up to the top level on level 23, that's where we have our barbecue pavilion. And it's very smart to tuck your barbecue
all
pavilion
the way right
there,
up.
so the smoke doesn't affect anybody at all.
True.
Importantly, we have a covered linkway that runs across the entire frontage of this development. So if you exit out from the main entrance, you are still covered within 5 minutes walk to the MRT station, the shopping mall. From the side gate over there, you're actually just 2 minutes. So rain or shine, you can get to the mall, you can get to the MRT station.
Very nice. All right, fantastic. Now we cannot wait to check out the show units. So much to tell you a little bit more about that. Let's go. So we're here at one of the show units at Lentor Hills Residences. This is our 2+ study, 753 square feet, and I must tell you that the size is pretty amazing. Let us explain to you why.
This is one of my favorite layout actually. Right. So if you can see as we come into this area, we don't see the usual open concept kitchen. It is open concept, but it has been tucked very nicely into the corner over here. I think this space is perfect, and we seldom see such luxury in space for a kitchen in 2 bedrooms. Come, let's have a look at this portion. I also like how we have a very nice area that has tucked the dining area away.
Yeah, it's like flashed. Very nice.
So usually you either find your dining just in front of the kitchen. This time around you have them side by side, which is why the space has been enhanced in a sense. And you can look at the space over here.
It's quite wide for a 2-bedroom.
It feels really like a 3-bedroom kind of size. So I think this is really perfect for young families, couples who just got married, or even for investment. Because even if you have a kid, I think this space is perfect to live in.
This is nice, very comfortable.
And of course, if we talk about all the nature looking outwards and the theme itself, you can really imagine how serene this entire place will feel. Right. And of course, this is the part that I like, whereby we have a very nice, spacious area that shows the study. And this study area is where one of the bedrooms are, with the toilet on the other side, right? So I think this can double up with a lot of flexibility. If you want to change it to a walk-in wardrobe, it can be a walk-in wardrobe. Right, if you convert that into a walk-in wardrobe, actually, if you look at both sides, in fact you have 2 master bedrooms. Right, you have 2 master bedrooms in a 2+ study unit. So perfect unit, quite nice. So I think we have come to the end of our SRN New Home Showcase for Lentor Hills Residences. I like what I see. I believe you do as well. This project actually ticks a lot of the check boxes for investors and homeowners alike, with greater potential macro level across the surrounding. We have beautiful architecture that blends in well with the theme of the nature. We have the best of both worlds. we are located near to modernity where you have your shopping mall, MRT station. I think the connectivity within this area will increase tremendously over the next few years to come, and a growing new township. Yet at the same time, we are nestled within nature.
So if you'd like to come on by to Lentor Hills Residences, do contact your preferred SRI salesperson. We will be previewing from the 24th of June all the way to the 4th of July. That's when the check cuts off. So without further ado, we look forward to seeing you right here at the show flat. My name is Ainsley.
I'm Ken.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.